All right, so during the halftime live stream, one of the biggest reactions from viewers was the Harrison Butker miss, which makes sense because in that moment during the halftime live stream, a lot of people are reacting to what had just happened near the end of the first half, and Butker did miss a 56-yarder to try to increase the lead. Instead, they gave the Ravens great field position, and they got a field goal of their own. So that was a 6-point swing. Did not end up mattering at the end of the day, but the amount of misses are certainly adding up for Harrison Butker. And look, I don't think you can dismiss this right now. In week one, he missed a PAT, which is essentially a 32 or a 33-yard field goal. In week two, he missed a 58-yarder against the Eagles at home. In week three, he missed 2 kicks. He missed a 40-yard field goal, and then he missed a PAT that was essentially a 48-yard field goal from that distance because they penalized Kareem Hunt for some weird unsportsmanlike conduct that wasn't even anything that bad, but they penalized him anyway. And so Butker missed a PAT from 45 yards. And then in week 4 against the Ravens, right before halftime, Butker missed a 56-yard field goal. So people are concerned. And some people think this is an issue. I'm even seeing a lot of Chiefs fans say online that the Chiefs need to bring in a kicker. And keep in mind, Harrison Butker is the highest paid kicker in the NFL. And I certainly understand the concern here. But let me just say this quickly. I recognize that most of these misses are from long range. I mean, the first PAT miss in week 1, that was a 33-yard. I mean, that was a regular PAT miss. And he also missed from 40 yards in week 3 against the Giants. I get it. These are stacking up right now. 5 missed kicks in 4 games is not good at all. I think if there was another kicker that does not have the resume that Butker has, I think there would be some concern here, some serious concern. And listen, this should be a concern. This is not something that should just be pushed away and not just, react with, oh, he'll figure it out. I mean, there's a concern. I proposed a question last week on social media during the Giants game in week 3. I said, is something wrong with Butker? Is there an injury that he's dealing with that we don't know about? Because sometimes there will be things that players are going through, even they don't even come up on the injury report. The NFL is not really strict on finding teams for that, even though they should put them on the injury report. Sometimes you just hear these things in the offseason that, a player was dealing with this and we never knew about it. But Dave Toub, the special teams coordinator, said, no, not a knee issue. It's a connection between the foot and the ball. Okay. I mean, he's the coach, not me. But I will say this. And again, I understand some of these are long distance kicks here that he's missing, but we're seeing a lot of kickers make 50, 53, 55, 56, 57, even some of them 60-yard field goals. I remember 15, 20 years ago, a 53-yard field goal was never guaranteed. Now it just feels like kickers are automatic from that distance. And Harrison Butker was one of those kickers at one point. I still remember his season in 2023 when the Chiefs had a lot of drives that would stall, especially because of the drops that year. They had to call upon Harrison Butker, who only missed 2 kicks that entire season, including the playoffs, where the Chiefs went all the way to the Super Bowl and won. He missed a kick against the Patriots and then a week later against the Raiders, that Christmas Day game. Those are the only 2 kicks he missed that entire year. Last year, had a few misses, dealt with the knee injury, missed 4 games, came back, still was not perfect, was not himself. So I think some people are wondering if there is an issue with the knee that we don't know about. Again, the Chiefs say otherwise, but the bottom line is Harrison Butker is missing a lot of kicks. And look, the Chiefs are going to be involved in some close games. The loss to the Eagles, that was a 3-point game. And again, I know he missed a 58-yarder in that one, but again, you're going to be involved in a lot of close games. The Chiefs were involved in a bunch of close games last year. It's going to be important to come through with these kicks here. But let me remind you who Harrison Butker is for just a moment. And I understand his past, his resume is not relevant to right now. I get that. But let's just go over what he's accomplished. Okay, because in Super Bowl 58, he made the game-tying 29-yard field goal to force overtime. He made a game-winning 27-yard field goal a year earlier in Super Bowl 57 after missing a kick early in the game. And I know what you guys are going to say. Farzin, it's a 29-yard field goal to tie and a 27-yarder to win. I get that. But we're talking the Super Bowl, where there are probably a lot of nerves going through a kicker in that moment. Like, if he doesn't make that kick in Super Bowl 58, the 29-yarder, we don't get the McCole Hardman walk-off. The 49ers win that game. He also made the game-winning 45-yard field goal in the AFC Championship game to beat the Bengals after losing to them 364 days prior to that. And that was no gimme field goal, especially in the cold. Another big postseason kick he made, a 49-yard field goal to tie in that epic 13-second game against Buffalo where the Chiefs went on to win in overtime. I mentioned in 2023 he only missed 2 kicks. He was 33 of 35. He made all 38 of his PATs. Last year, 21 of 25, 29 of 31 PATs, missed 4 games because of a knee injury. He's 36 of 40 in the playoffs all time. Those 36 makes 4th most field goals made all time in playoff history. He's got the most career field goals in a Super Bowl with 9. He has the longest field goal in Super Bowl history with 57. Remember, he stole the record from Jake Moody, who was a rookie at the time, in Super Bowl 58. Stole it from him about 20 or 30 minutes after that. He has the longest field goal made in Chiefs history, making a 62-yarder. Matthew Wright set the record, I think it was on Monday night against the Raiders, with a 59-yard field goal. And when Butker came back, they let Matthew Wright go. And 6 days later, Butker breaks the record Wright set for longest field goal made in Chiefs history. So yeah, Butker's done a lot of great things. In fact, his rookie year, he made 38 field goals, the most by any rookie kicker. And keep in mind, he was on Carolina's practice squad for 3 or 4 weeks, so he didn't even play a full season and still came through when the Chiefs had a lot of drives that did not result in touchdowns. He would come through and connect on a lot of them, the most by any rookie kicker. In fact, don't quote me on this, but off the top of my head, I think he led the NFL in scoring that year among kickers in 2017. His rookie, and again, he didn't play 4 games because he was on Carolina's practice squad. So here's my thing: is all of this, these misses here, 5 and 4 games, 2 PATs, one was a elongated PAT. Are those concerns? Absolutely, they're concerns. But I'm not ready to call it an issue yet. Let me ask you guys a question. When has Harrison Butker failed the Chiefs in the 4th quarter of a game? I don't know if Harrison Butker's missed a kick in the 4th quarter. If he has, I can't recall it. It might have been his rookie season. But Harrison Butker has been clutch for you when the Chiefs needed it. Now, if the Chiefs are setting up for a 40-yard field goal to tie, or if they're down by 1 or 2 and they need it to win, am I going to be cringing a little bit? Yeah, probably. I'm not going to be as confident as I normally would be, but I still trust Harrison Butker. This is a guy, I just told you some of the big kicks he's made in the postseason. I know the 2 from the Super Bowl 58 and Super Bowl 57 were short kicks, but the amount of pressure in that moment still it cannot be nullified that, you know, if he doesn't make either of those kicks, Super Bowl 57, you're going to overtime. Super Bowl 58, you lose that one. He needs to improve. He needs to be better. Nobody watching the Chiefs in these 4 games will say otherwise. And I know the Chiefs will always have his back. They're in these press conferences, they'll never criticize Harrison Butker. But at the end of the day, I trust that he will improve on this and be better. And if the Chiefs need him to tie or to win in the 4th quarter, I'm trusting Harrison Butker to make it. I'll put my money on him to make it.